Hi everybody, all my followers, be welcome to another video. So the video today is on this 2012 BMW Series 1. I believe this is the, no, I don't believe, this is the 116D, and I believe the chassis on this is the F20. I think the F21 is the 3-door, this is the 5-door, so I think it's the F20. So this car, before I get into the car, and that's the reason mainly why I'm starting to record like this, is because there is an issue with the central locking. Now I'll tell you the story. Apparently the car had a bad battery, that's what I was told. A new battery was put in, and since the new battery was put in, the remote stopped working. Apparently everything was working before, and it failed, and the central locking failed after the new battery has been put in. Now the central locking is not 100% not working. Just got interrupted, I do apologize. I think I was saying the remote is not completely not working. So let me show you this. So if I press the lock button, so the car locks. And it's interesting now because it's not flashing the lights. It used to flash the... Now this is unlocking. Ah, there we go. So you've seen when I press the lock. So now he's not doing it because I think it's already locked. But he should do it again. Anyway, so the boot opens. So I'm going to show you this. So if I press this button, I don't know if you could hear it, but the boot is now open. Now it's locked again. No, now it's locked. So if I press the lock button again, you're going to see, there we go. Now it doesn't open anymore. If I press the unlock, you're going to see the lights flash. Okay, there's no noises. That unlocks, which is good. So if I lock, is locked, and he opens on this. But the doors themselves, so the car is locked at the moment, as you can see in there. So if I press lock again, I think that's going to flash showing it's locked. It didn't, but doesn't matter. But if I press the unlock button, you're going to see that flashes, but the car remains locked. Okay, and all doors remains locked. I can press it again. There is no noise coming from the car at all. When I press lock, I think you're going to see the pin slightly moving. Maybe you haven't, but because it's already locked, I think. But you can hear probably, I don't know, can you hear the noise inside? In there, look. So that's when I press the lock button. When I press the unlock button though, nothing happens. The only thing that happens is that flashes, as you're gonna see in there. Let me try this again. So lock, unlocked. So that flash is if the car is unlocked, the two flashes, but the car does not unlock apart from the boot that is unlocked, and this is still all locked here. It doesn't open. Okay. The only way to get into the car is obviously with the mechanical key, which and the car, by the way, is double locked, I think it is. So that's the only way to get into the car. Another thing as well is if I get here, so let me show you this. If I try to do this, so as you can see, my door is now unlocked. Obviously, if I press the lock button, this door will lock straight away. As I'm going to show you. Okay. And that flash in there has a light, but now if I try to unlock, again, nothing happens. Okay, and the car is double locked. So the only way now for me to get out of here, I will show you in a second. But another thing I want to show you is that button. There's the same. So when I press the button, all it does is try to lock. So it should be one press, like if the car is locked, it should unlock. Then the other press should lock it. But it's doing nothing. So these now, because the car is locked, these now should unlock the car. and as you can see, it doesn't do anything. So the only way now for me to get out of the car, believe me or not, is I need to turn the ignition on. I need to put this window down, and now with the key unlock the car and get out of the car. So this is the problem with the car. Now obviously there's nothing wrong with the remote. The car is receiving the signal either for the unlocking or for the lock, because we can see the car is receiving the signal, so there's nothing wrong here. So I'm guessing the problem is going to be on the car itself. Now before we find out what the problem is, and because this apparently happened after a battery replacement, I can tell you that someone has been here already. Some screws in there, some screws there on the floor, and one of these tools was left here. So I don't know who's been trying to do this, but someone has been already. So we are going to quickly just scan the car. That's the first thing I want to do. Obviously, if you don't have the facility to scan the car, obviously we'll have to skip this part. I just want to scan the car, quickly see if there's anything there that points us in the right direction. Right, just another quick thing before we plug in the Max Assist, just to show you that indeed the car is obviously locking okay, and it's receiving the signals okay. I'm going to lock the car, and you're going to see that obviously this door is going to lock, and you're going to see that this light is going to go off. There we go. And now when I press the unlock, obviously the car does not unlock, but look at the light. There we go. So the car is 100% receiving the correct signal, I guess, and it's seeing the signal, but obviously something in the central locking system is not working. Okay, and while the Backsys loads the data, I've just noticed this. I don't know why someone would take these here at the top. What's behind here? I'm not sure what they were after, but we'll have to try to figure that out later. Right, so main screen, there'll be a glare. So let's gonna go to diagnosis, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a full scan on the car. It's going to be easier that way. We can clear any codes that's still here. There's going to be a code here probably on the ABS unit, because I have unplugged the ABS unit earlier, and the reason why I unplugged it was because there's two plastic covers, one on each side, with these plastic tabs that you turn to lock, and someone overspun that. They were not even in place properly, and I've noticed that when I was just doing a quick check around the car, and that didn't sound very good. Anyway, so let's just confirm that we do have that indeed. I don't know if it's for no communications or powers or whatever that might going to be here, unless it's for the battery. Roller brake tester mode active. Not really sure. Then it might not be for that. We'll erase this. I thought it would be something, because I think when I unplugged it, the car was still not asleep and probably could have caused some fault codes. Not a lot of modules with faults, to be fair. One on the engine. Let's just quickly see what the engine is telling us. Power management, closed circuit current fault. There's an intermittent fault. Is there any freeze frame on this? Unless this was something to do with the battery and the old battery and why it was replaced. I checked already on the boot. The battery is indeed a brand new battery. So battery voltage 11 volts, a little bit low indeed. 7 bars, so the car was off, I guess. See if there is a kilometer reading, 92,000. So obviously this is in miles, so I'm not sure how long was that. I could have checked if I go and check the proper kilometers of the car, but I'm not too worried about this. We'll just erase this for now. I'll have these on video if we'll need this. I don't think we will. Most likely this was because of the old battery. So let's gonna move on into this. So now I think we are getting where we need. So we have 2 faults on the rear electronic module and 6 on the front electric module. So let's gonna go with the front electric module. It most likely will be the one responsible for the central locking, and let's see what we have. And we do have permanent central locking relay for unlocking fault or fuse fault. Permanent for unlocking. There we go. Permanent central locking system relay for double locking fault or fuse faulty. Radio remote battery 100 voltage. Okay, forget about that for now. Switch block on driver's door window button jamming. Yes, it was. This button here was like this. You see how it is? I've noticed that earlier, so something that I'm not sure why it's happening, but it's definitely jamming. And so we have these faults here. Boom. So this is going to be a relay somewhere. That's bad, and that's what we're going to have to look for. Even tells you on there is even an explanation here. So the fault control system could not be activated. There we go. Switching was not requested for the unlocking activation, and a return deadline will detect the activation of the relay for unlocking. So resetting condition. Switching on was requested for a return. So basically everything needs to be good. And the voltage condition. So that will So that code. Oh no, damn it. So that code triggers if the condition is under voltage or over voltage when starting or shutting down the system. Terminal needs to be on, or terminal 1, blah blah blah. No designation of terminal according to the electrical system. The bounce setting fault code is 350 milliseconds. The vehicle cannot be unlocked. So even tells you here what to do. Check fusing control unit. We're gonna do that. Check lines and connector between control unit and central locking drive for a short circuit to ground and repair. If wires and connectors are okay, central locking drive does for and repair if necessary. If no errors found in the above, check or exchange control unit. So ultimately, we might have a bad control unit. So what we're gonna do is now I'm gonna have dinner because Mrs. is already calling me, and we're gonna start with the basics. Obviously, that's gonna check fuses, connectors, and all that good stuff. So we do have a little bit of a problem here. So definitely someone has been there. I'll show you the screws, some bits of plastic broken in the corner, etc. So I took that floor panel in there, which is right here now, because I think the problem now is going to be that the car is obviously double locked. So I can't open this door. So I'm going to have to try to get to that FEM, front electronic module. I think that's what it stands for, which I believe it leaves it there on that pillar there, a pillar at the bottom, in the full well. So I'm going to try to see if I can take something else around there, see if I can get to that module. So I think the module lives right there behind that, and try to see what we can do without breaking too much stuff. I think that's why someone has been up here. I don't know why up here. It doesn't really make much sense, but oh well. So let's kind of carry on. Right guys, let me tell you one thing. This is definitely not a very good place or comfortable to be. So, because I can't open the door, I had to lower the back of this passenger seat, and I'm literally with my head on the footwell. And let me just show you. So I've got the panel off, got this little cover that goes there behind this, and I dropped that bolt somewhere in there, typical, but there is a few fuses in there that you can see there. So we're gonna measure them, and I don't know why I'm gonna measure them now, because maybe because I think, let me try to place the phone somehow so we can all see what's going on. Okay, so you can see the screen. So as you can see, this is my new screen protector. A lot of you are probably gonna love it now, because you can actually see some readings on the screen. So I'm gonna try not to get in front of the multimeter or any readings. Test the multimeter. There we go. Right, that's gonna start on that side. That is more difficult. So bottom 15 amps in there. That's a good one. 7.5. That's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one. And a 5 amp right here at the top, which is a good one. The other side, can start the bottom there. I hope I'm not in front of the camera. I really do. That's a good one. That's a good one. Oh, that's a bad one. Let's check the top. Yeah, so we have a 20 amp fuse there. That's blown. Right, let me get my pliers to get the fuse out. Just hold a second. I can't believe I'm gonna have to get out of here and back in again. Oh, damn it. This is not ideal to take a fuse, but it's gonna have to do the job. No, he hasn't. Damn it. Oh, crap. Oh, bear with me, guys. Okay, guys, and this is so embarrassing. I don't have any 20 amp fuses of these mini fuses. So I got 215 just in case if one blows. I prefer to go down than to go up. And I'll have to buy tomorrow some to fix this thing. Can't believe I don't have any 20 amps. Let's double check. It is indeed blown. Don't know if the camera picks it up inside. So let's gonna put a 15 amp. Oh, can I get there? Yeah. Okay. This is the moment of the truth. And it's unlocked. Oh man. Let me just show you. There we go. Oh, let me come out of this position because oh man. Oh dear. Just hold a second. Let me get out of here. Oh. Wow, this was not easy. So it looks like in the end it was just a fuse. Obviously I don't want to leave the 15 amp fuse in there. That's not what's supposed to be there. It's a 20 amp. So right, let me just double check, go through my other box, see if I might have one on an old module or something like that. And I'll have to get a 20 amp so we can actually put this back together. I'm gonna have to look for the bolt for the screw I've lost, and let's gonna do that quickly. So yeah, not a single one. Let's see, what do we have up there? Let's go through this. There it is. You can see a few here. So there's one there, look, yellow one. Come on. Come to daddy. Oh, there it is. That's a good 20 amp fuse. That's gonna put it and put that back together. Found the screw. The 20 amp fuse is there now. Now, why did the fuse blow? I have a few theories. I don't know if I'm gonna be right, but I have a feeling that it could have been because especially if it happened when they put the battery, so when they connect the battery initially, it could have been a spike in the voltage, it could have been a door that was no, I don't know guys, it could have been 1,000 things, but because it happened when the battery has been installed, I'm gonna stick to the fact that it could have been a voltage spike. Obviously we're gonna test the central locking extensively before we actually. So we're gonna close this, gonna close the boot, we're gonna close the driver's door. Man, let me get the other side. You don't want to lock the car without any means to open it. So, right, so close. It's closed, unlocked, is unlocked. And everything is unlocked. There we go. Right, so now I don't need to be here taking you through, but I'm gonna be here. You probably can hear it going on and off. You can see the pin in there. So I'm gonna be here, just play with the remote for a few minutes and see what happens. Okay, and you can't be here just doing it for too long. BMWs, they do this after you lock and unlock a few times in a row. The central locking kind of goes in a pause to not overheat motors, etc. So you need to be. You can do a few times though. So locks fine. But if I just carry on doing it, it was just doing it, then it just stops doing it. But it's working absolutely fine. I'm going to do once more. Job done. So what we're going to do now is just put everything back on. All those hold yourself. We're just going to put all the trims back in place. We're going to have to pull these things out to put them back in here. This was already kind of pulled, so someone obviously pulled. There's one pin missing there, one of these clips. That's where. So I don't know what it is. I'm going to have to look for it. Anyway, we're going to put everything back on. I'm happy that we found and fixed the problem. In the end, just a fuse, but we're going to do it. And then we're going to fix that sticky button as a courtesy for the guy. I have already seen why he's doing it, and I will show you straight after. Okay, and I just pulled these out. Well, it was not completely plugged in, clipped in. I pulled it out. Just look what someone did here. Man, that's bad. So, just gonna try to make it look good. There's a screw missing underneath here. Okay, and then we'll have to clip all these top as well. Alright. I said, as a courtesy and very quickly, the reason why this is sticking, can you see these here? Look at these buttons here, look. See, the rear one is as well. See the gap here? So this is dropped here somehow, maybe and clipped inside or something like that. So it's not, see there's is flat here, and there is recessed. So this has been pushed down somehow. We're going to try maybe to pull these out somehow. I don't know how this comes off. I'm going to have to try to do something about it. Okay, and as soon as you pry these up here, this comes off. There it is, look at that. All these tabs are broken. Look, you see? This clips there, see? There should be tabs like this. And even then this side is slightly broken. That one is good. That one is good. That one is already kind of broken, and all these sides are broken. So these needs to come close together like this. And when you do it, you see the gap on the buttons now, and when you press, see, when you push, there we go. Let me see what we can do on the bench with this. See if we can come up with, you take this off, there we go. See if we can do something with this to hold it together to wrap up this video. Guys, I will quickly show you how I decide to do this. So what I've done with the soldering iron, with a really thin tip, I've done these here, there. So I kind of pushed it through. 1, 2, and 3. Now what I'm going to do with a Stanley knife, I'm going to trim this flat. And then I'm going to use really teeny tiny screws to put here, one on each. I went through about, I don't know, maybe 5 millimeters, which should be enough for a small screw, and that should hold this together. Okay, I think something like this should do the job. Oh, absolutely perfect. Look at that. Let's find another two. And that's what happens when you save anything and everything. Another one right right here the back. Perfect. Job done. That's gonna fit this and wrap up this video. Oh, beautiful. That's in place. Buttons are not sticky anymore. As I can also show you again, it's already getting dark, guys, but as you can see, now it's completely flat. Perfect. So we can now quickly he's asking for that because I've disconnected the battery at some point. So 11.99, we might need to now another thing that I want to do, so we should be able now, let me turn these off, we should be able now to obviously clear these codes. I guess probably the central locking is no longer a permanent code, I hope, or it shouldn't be. We're actually still showing everything. Oh no, sorry, it's everything intermittent, isn't it? Sorry. So yeah, so everything is intermittent now. So we should be able now to erase these codes and everything should go away. And then the rear sum, I already checked as well, guys, is something to do with the learning of the windows, which I'll quickly show you anyway. So we might just gonna do the learning of all the windows, etc, etc. But I'll show you here quickly. Oh, there's something else more now. No message from the RAM transmitter. Yeah, because obviously I took the fuses and I've done something there as well. I took one plug out as well. Anyway, everything's intermittent, so we should be able to clear all of this and we should have a fault-free car. Really nice. So what we're going to do now is wrap up this video, guys. Actually, before I do that, I want to do, what do I want to do? Do I want to do anything else? Let me see. Actually, let me see something here. Sometimes you can actually do the learning of the windows. I know something I want to do. I want to check the battery, because if they put a new battery, I want to see if the battery is being programmed to the car. Should that be in service, or this battery is not programmed? Oh yes, it is. BMS. Evaluate, register, evaluate the battery state of charge. Ah, damn it, I've disconnected the battery, didn't I? But I just want to see if it shows me I just want to see if they register this new battery or if they just put it in and left it. But guys, this is something else. It's not really related to this video anymore. In the end, guys, we found that was just a blown fuse. Being a 20 amp fuse is a little bit weird, how a fuse like that blown. But guys, I don't know what they did when they put the battery. I don't know how that was done. It's difficult to tell, really, when you don't do the work yourself. But in the end, guys, it was just a bad fuse, obviously. Continue. So okay, so last battery. Okay, so indeed the battery was replaced. It was registered, as you can see in there. So the last battery replacement distance was a 92490. Current distance 92510. So was indeed so this was indeed registered. So we don't need to do nothing here. And I'm just going to quickly see if I can learn these windows. Sometimes you can do it through here. Initialize power regulator. So we'll do that quickly with the tool, just because it's going to be a little bit quicker. Well, not quicker, but while the tool is connected. So guys, anyway, we're going to wrap up this video. I really hate to terminate videos like this when it's dark. But guys, I really hope you enjoyed the video. I hope there's some information here you guys can find useful. Again, start with the basics. I think this was again a primary example. Start with the basics, and And that's it. Hope you learned something. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you do still have any questions, any comments, you know how it works, just put them below. And like always, thank you for watching.